Hey, y'all. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Vocal Action Podcast, where community and culture collide. I'm Rashana, your creator, host, and community connect for the Vocal Action Podcast. And first and foremost, I just want to say thank you for choosing to watch another episode of this show. I don't take it lightly, and I'm happy that you're here. Before we get started, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe and follow us on all platforms where you listen or watch podcasts. We're available everywhere. And then also, we want to hear from you. We want your feedback. We also want to grow our community. So, like and share the content as you see fit so that more people can come in and tune into episodes. Once again, thank you. And now, let's begin the episode. So, on today's episode, as you see, we have Mrs. the big one, and not the little one, Kalyn Bell. She is a mom, a wife, full-time financial contributor at her place of business. I hope that is actually what you do because I
I'm
know
an
you
accountant.
do finance. Okay, good. That's what I thought. I wasn't sure exactly, but I know it's on money. She's a full-time financial contributor and accountant. Okay, that again, an accountant at her place of business because that's her business. She is a cheer coach to an award-winning team, a proud alumna of the illustrious Tuskegee University, and a member of see, it's backwards of Zeta Sorority Incorporated, where she is my little big sis. Um, we'll talk about that in a second. She's a disciplined fitness girly and creator of the 75 Soft Challenge. And now, Kalyn in Motion, an online platform to share her journey to a stronger, healthier Kalyn. Welcome,
Yes.
Kalyn.
Hey, Rashana. Go call you
How
Mama
are
Rose
you,
Sarah.
girl?
Good. How are you?
Yes, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I don't mind being Mama Roach. So, let's actually start with that. Why do you call me Mama Roach for
I have
and
so
why do you
many
still
reasons.
call me Mama Roach?
I
Yeah,
have
let's
so many reasons to call you Mama Roach. I met Rashana at Tuskegee University. She's my pro fight. And Mama Roach came along as I became a Zeta. She's just a motherly figure, like someone that I always will look up to, someone who always have my back, good, bad, or ugly. Someone that I know is always going to be in my corner, regardless. I mean, when Mama Rose said, I take it to heart, like, because I know she's never gonna have ill intentions, no matter what side of the ball it is. My Mama Roach got my back, and I know my Mama Roach is now somebody else's mom in real life, but she will always be Mama Roach to me. I don't even call you Rashana, so
yeah,
I don't think I've called you Rashana since I started calling you Mama Roach.
I don't think any of your line actually calls me Rashawn.
Rashana.
Uh, even now,
Yeah,
and the funny thing about that is that I realized it, not this homecoming as well, but I feel like the last homecoming that I went to
mhm.
this is when I was pregnant. I didn't know I was
Yeah,
pregnant,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Everybody calls me Mama Roach.
yeah,
And I know that, and so I sometimes, okay, let's just be real. Sometimes at homecoming, I don't really remember everybody's like
yeah,
name.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But and this homecoming, like somebody really came up to me and was like, "You don't remember me?"
You're like,
Like, and I was just like, and I did the generic, like, "Hey,
yeah,
because it's all family, like whoever,
right,
right?"
right, right.
And I guess they could tell that I had like that wasn't enough for them.
No,
Actually, I want to ask you about that because okay, let me go like let
yeah,
me go back. So that helps me though know how I know them
yeah.
because if they call me Mama Roach,
They
which
meant,
mostly underclassmen call me that, it's because they know you all.
yep.
And it's very interesting. First of all, y'all, I'm only 35, okay?
Yeah. You're a
And
few years older than us.
I go back to homecoming and I have all these
All these
people
people calling you
coming
Mama
up to
Roach.
me like,
And you know what?
"Hey,
It used to low key bother me because I thought it was like a fall 10 name. Like I thought it was just gonna be us to call you that, but it kind of like
it's
I guess
spread."
when we introduced you as our Mama Rose, they kind of just took it and ran with
Yes,
it. But
yes.
it really was a fall 10 thing. So
Yes, and I think that's like so hilarious because
yeah.
I just realized that, like I said, this the two homecomings ago.
You're
Like
like, who?
I
Why
have
y'all
all these
call me?
people calling me Mama
Why y'all
Roach.
calling me that? Y'all don't even know me like that. But yeah, it's
Yes,
something that
but I'm
stuck.
also like not much older, so
I'm
there's
not that much,
also
and you're making me feel very old, and I'm not. I get all of that, but it's to me, I think
hilarious.
it's a respect thing. Like for us, Mama Roach is like creme de la creme. Like Mama Roach said stroll, we strolling.
I'm the
Mama Roach
seventh
said,
girl.
period, period. So that's why we always it's like a respect
Ah.
thing. So
And Pizzata's watching. Don't worry, we have a six pro. Okay, so I'm seventh. All
yeah,
right.
woo.
Yeah. So, really quickly, do you speaking of that and Zeta, do you know who was Mr. Zeta when Tierra, who is your line sister, was Miss Zeta?
I have no idea.
Okay, I just want to apologize publicly to this young man who came up to me. He told me that he was Mr. Zeta with Tierra.
Okay.
And I've asked and nobody knows who this is.
So now I'm gonna go back and ask as well. Like I need to look
Yeah.
at some pictures. Rashana, we had a time.
Yeah, because I was like, and I just felt so bad because he was like, I was Mr. Zeta, like you don't know. And I was
Yeah.
like,
No.
no, like I'm not, but the lights were bright, homecoming, you're not, we all
No.
of the lights, okay?
Mm-mm. No.
Like, so yeah, I just felt so bad. So I apologize. We're definitely gonna figure out who that young man
Well,
is.
thank you for being Mrs. Zeta.
Yeah, and
Glad we
thank
had a
you so much
time.
for being Mr. Zeta. But then I don't even remember Tierra being Miss Zeta. So that
I
is
actually
also like
don't
a
remember that either. So that makes that. Well, I remember her being Miss NPHC.
also maybe that's what he meant.
I remember that,
Because I'm like, I don't remember her being Miss Zeta. And
but
I'm
I
like,
don't
maybe
remember
that
her being
happened after
Miss
I
Zeta.
graduated.
But I will definitely ask because that's
Yeah, so maybe that's what he meant actually. Because I was like, maybe she was Miss Zeta when I graduated, which means I
no,
wouldn't know who you were really because I mean I wasn't
no,
there.
no. I don't remember that.
Okay. So you graduated from Tuskegee in
Yep,
2013.
yep, yep.
That right? Yep. And so, what have you been doing since?
Ooh,
Besides popping out babies, getting married,
oh God, getting married. So I graduated. I moved to Texas for a little while. Moved to Oklahoma City for a while. The cold took me down, so back to Florida we came. We
Mhm.
stayed in Port St. Lucie, which is like the in between Daytona Beach and Miami, for like 8 years, and then we came back home. And my husband got a job at Atlantic. Now he's at our alma mater, Mainland High School. Go Bucks! And so we're
Oh,
back.
you both went to that school.
Yeah, we both went to Mainland.
Oh,
He grad, we got an age difference, so he
yeah.
graduated a few years before me. But yeah, we went to Mainland. Love it.
I
Love
didn't
it.
know that y'all
Yeah.
both went to the same school.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Crazy. Not that this has anything to do with what we're talking about, but his cousin is my best friend. Never seen Jeremy slash Squatty a day in my life until we met. So cousin's my best friend.
that,
He used to hang out with her all the time. Didn't even know she had a huge family that she has. Boom. Now we're
wow.
15 years later.
They met 15 years.
It's real ghetto, but we've been together for a minute.
I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like that's
that's
like,
crazy.
yeah, that's more than half your life, right? Or
No,
almost.
but I should have said
Almost.
yes, but that'll be like
It's
almost,
almost. It's
yeah,
almost
yeah,
like
yeah,
that's beautiful.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
beautiful. We love Black love.
Love
Yeah,
it
we love Black love. We always gonna celebrate it. Yes,
every time.
yes. Okay. So, and how's your job?
It's amazing. I can't complain. I love a work from home situation. I'm an
Oh, I know.
accountant. I've been at this job for 3 years, so it's pretty good. I work for Brown and Brown, so that's
Okay.
what's amazing. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm saying okay. I don't know what that is, but I'm saying
Oh,
okay.
it's an insurance
It sounded
company.
real prestigious.
You did. You act like you knew. Okay, it's an insurance company.
Okay, cool, cool, cool,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Wait, so in order to be an accountant, did you have to you had to take that test or how does
No,
that
no,
work? Okay.
crazy. Nope, because I graduated in economics and business administration.
Okay.
Actually, removed myself from accounting because I hated it. But my
Okay.
first job, I ended up being an accounts receivable, which is like the person that sends the bills or whatever and
Mhm.
collect bills. And the lady was like, "Oh, you're really good," and I'm like, "Am I?" I'm just kind of good at Excel. So
Right.
once she told me that, I kind of stuck in that lane.
Okay. Okay,
Yep.
cool, cool, cool. Because I was like, were you I know you did something with money.
No. Yeah, of course.
Okay, okay. No, that's really good. That's really good. And of course I do just want to take a second because we were at homecoming this past year.
Yep.
Or last year in 2024.
Hmm.
And some the devastation hit our
Yeah.
campus,
Yeah.
as well as there are also just natural devastations that are hitting everyone around the
Right.
world. And yeah, I just hope that the university does what they need to do to make sure that those young people are safe and protected, as well as alumni. Because I'm planning on
Right.
going back this year. You plan on going back?
Yes.
Okay, me too.
Well, we turned 15 this year. So,
Oh, y'all officially old heads. Welcome.
oh man, I feel like we've been old heads for a long time. Like, so we all coming back this year. Mama Roach,
All of you.
I am begging India. I know
Okay.
you're going to
Yeah,
hear
you can
this
come
because I'm
to-
going to send this to you. India, please come so we can make this a beautiful line picture. Cam, come. Like we can do this, y'all.
Yes.
15 years. It's been amazing.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of ups and downs. Mama Roach has been there for them all.
Yeah, short but shawties.
Sure.
Um,
Oh, we ain't gonna live it down.
never, never. So I definitely hope India and Cam are able
Yeah,
to make it because it would be great to see all of y'all. Oh, wait, I'm gonna have to tell my LS too.
yeah.
See if she can make it.
Gotta be amazing.
So you'll
Like
have like a
I don't
full
think we all
picture.
been back together since we left. Really.
Yeah.
Like it'll always be one person missing. So hopefully we can get them all. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. I
Yeah.
mean, like, it's like crazy because you go from college where you're in this like incubated environment and you're just always seeing these people.
Yeah.
Especially I feel like when you join a sorority
Every day.
and or let me say this, when you join a sorority and you're like committed to like growing
Yeah.
um that chapter,
Yeah.
you're seeing each other all the time because you're doing events, you're doing step shows, you're doing everything to try to like recruit, increase
Right.
exposure, increase exposure. You're doing service projects
Yep.
constantly. Yeah, and I definitely know that me as the Basilisk definitely had us on a very rigorous calendar.
Very, very rigorous.
So
E102 was our home.
I think about that all the time.
Yeah.
Okay, this is an aside. There's a post actually that if you are from Tuskegee or you went to Tuskegee University, you definitely know Oscar Austin.
Yep.
He is like he's like Herm, like he's like a staple, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Of the Tuskegee experience.
Absolutely.
And he posted something recently about a line dance. Now, I don't know if every other HBCU is like this, but when you come to Tuskegee, you are going to get information.
Yeah.
And there's one where it goes to love the way you're
No
moving.
hands.
No
I
hands,
knew
right?
exactly what you meant. Yep.
Okay. And I feel like because he put the person out there who made the line dance, which I
Right.
said I was gonna reach out to him and have him on the podcast. But I feel like that came about in E102 at one of our blue light specials dollar parties
I remember
because I
specifically
specifically remember the
that party.
moment
Yep.
where I
I
was
remember
like,
the
what
movement.
are they doing? And for those that
Yep.
don't know, the dollar specials was something that the Zetas we did unofficially because we had an on-campus apartment and the whole house pretty much except one person were Zetas or
Yeah.
are Zetas. And we used to change the light in the living
Mhm.
room to a
Yep.
blue light bulb, and we would offer like for $1 you could come and party with us. We had
Right.
our laptop, our rest in peace to my laptop that was broken at one
Been,
of these blue light specials.
been through some things.
Still never got my laptop replaced, Jessica, but the laptop was broken at the party. And we used to have this opportunity, basically for underclassmen, because there's not that many clubs in Tuskegee.
Yep.
On Friday nights, trying to get to a club, trying to hop in a car with
It's
somebody is
ridiculous.
pretty hard. So people would come on Friday nights and have a good time. And I like vividly remember the moment when like the underclassmen started doing this, and they started chanting, remember, boom, boom, cat, cat.
Yep. Yeah,
And,
yeah, we had
and
a time.
I wanted to post on that, but I wanted to ask first. I was like, am I the only person that remembers
I
that? Did
can
I make
remember that
that
that whole scenario.
up?
I
Okay.
remember that whole that
Okay,
night.
yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna reach out and see if I can do that.
What
But
time?
yeah, but speaking of, just all the things that you have accomplished since graduating and all of the hats that you wear, congratulations to your team who
Yep.
made it to nationals.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
That's
My
pretty dope.
babies.
How do you balance that all? Like,
It
how do you do it?
it's I always say football season is the roughest season for me.
Okay.
Being my husband coaches, my daughter both daughters are cheering. So
Okay.
we're literally go to practice Monday through Thursday, Fridays daddy's game, Saturday girls game, and Sunday is like the Woosah reboot for the week. So
Wow.
I have learned that to give myself grace,
Mm-hmm.
um because it becomes overwhelming, you know what I mean? Like being a mom is is a full-time job by itself, but you just think about, you clock off work and you go pick up your girls and you go to your second job. I
Yeah.
love um coaching cheer. Actually, now I love it. I kind of got thrown in there,
But
but
you used to cheer, right? I feel like
yeah, I
I
used to
remember
cheer.
that
I cheered from
from
elementary to high school. So
yeah.
I was completely burned out by college. I was like, I'm not doing this. I want to actually be a college student and have the
Mm-hmm.
time, which I did. So
Yep.
Kylie started cheering, and then their coach was young, so she kind of left. So I was like, okay, I'll help out, and then fully 5 years later, here we go. But the balance is just giving myself grace, just knowing that you can't do everything. If a ball drop, just let it go. And that's something I'm definitely just learning, because I would be crying because I'm like, oh Lord, Kylie don't want to go to practice. I don't want to go to practice. We're not going. But
Right.
I can't do that because I'm the coach, and I can't teach her that when you just don't feel like it, you just don't go. Like, I got to teach her the lesson. So I take Sundays so serious. Everybody know in the house. Like, I'm finna get up and go for this walk. And after that, you don't know me and I don't know you guys. I give y'all what y'all need, but I need this day to just
Yeah.
relax.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. So, um, I'm off social media right now,
Okay.
but there were several memes that just like spoke to me at the end
Uh-huh.
of the year, and I guess beginning of the year before I got off social media for this hiatus.
Hmm.
Um, there were a few around discipline, and I
Yeah.
remember this quote that one of my coworkers said, because we were talking about something at work, and I was like, we just had to get people motivated. And she was like, it's not about motivation. She's like, it's about discipline.
Yep.
And she said, discipline kicks in when motivation fails, right?
Yeah.
It was something like
Absolutely.
that she said. And so that has always spoken to me because I hear people who have busy lives like you do
Hmm.
still find time to prioritize their health and fitness journeys. And that has just been very hard for me
Yeah.
to figure out how and where do I prioritize it.
Right.
So one of the things that I realized this year is I have to actually make it a priority. Not just say
Hmm.
it's a priority, but
But
actually have
make
to
it.
make it a priority, right? That's vocal
Absolutely.
action, right? Getting from the vocal to the action.
Yep.
Um, and I had to think about all the barriers, like
Right.
why am I not working out? Okay, well, that's because once you go to work, because I have to go into an
Right.
office 4 days a week now. And once like I get home
You're
and
done.
my baby, like I'm just like I in trying to exercise
Yeah.
with the toddler
It's last on your list.
and so I thought of some things which I'll share, some at some point during this conversation.
Hmm.
But like I really had to sit and think about all the barriers and remove the barriers. So I know that you started your fitness journey some time ago.
Hmm.
Um, was that during the pandemic or prior
It
to
was
the
right
pandemic?
before. It was right before the
Okay.
pandemic.
How did you like
So
get
what hap-
started?
so what happened was, I'm at my mother-in-law's house now. Thank you, Mama Lisa.
Hey.
And we were at her house for Christmas, and they was taking family pictures. Like I said, my husband has a huge family, so they're taking family pictures, and you know how people posted on social media. So you kind of looking at the
Mhm,
pictures. I'm like,
mhm, mhm, mhm.
dang, who is that girl in the gray? I'm like, dang, she done got big. She big. Girl, the girl in the gray was me, and I was like, oh my
You
god,
didn't even
like
recognize yourself.
I'm like Squatty, like why haven't you said
Isn't
anything?
that
And you're like,
crazy how you can look at yourself every day, but sometimes when you look at a picture, you're like, that's
right.
me?
Right. So I was like devastated because in
Yeah.
my mind, I'm like, I don't feel like I'm that big. But when I seen it, I was like, girl, you big. And it's okay. I mean, it's okay to be a big girl, but that's not for me, you know?
Hmm.
So I got on the scale, no lie, 280. I was like, who got like how did we get here? But I know
Yeah.
how I got there. Life, you know, working
Uh-huh.
out like I'm not in college anymore where I'm moving around so much that working out I didn't necessarily have to because I was doing so much.
Hmm.
So 2020 hit, I talked to Squad. I'm like, Squad, I gotta do something. So I started off walking. I would walk like a half a mile. It'll take me like forever. But
Yeah.
little by little, I always tell people like just start. That's the first step, is just to start. You don't
Yeah.
know where you go. So I started walking, and it was like this elementary school that was actually a mile away from my house. And I remember the day that I actually made it to the elementary school. It took me like 20 minutes, 30 minutes. And I'm like, Squatty, I made it to the elementary school. I was so excited. He right
Yeah.
along with me, like, you got it, like, come on back. And that was the problem. Like, dang, now I gotta walk back. So
Yeah.
like,
No, no, for real.
but right. So once I started doing that, and then the weight just started like coming off because I went from not working out to working out all the, walking all the time. And I was cardio queen, baby. I did like 5Ks, 10Ks, half marathons because that was my thing. So um after a while, walking started to get boring. So Cozy, shout out
Mm.
to Cozy, she was like, you should start doing strength training. And I'm like, I'm not.
Cosetta, Cozy is Cosetta. That's my
Oh,
line sister. Yes, for those of y'all that are watching and
I
listening.
forgot. But Cozy kind of told me like try strength training. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna try strength training. I don't want to be everybody immediately be like bulky. Like I don't want to be bulky. She's like, you're not gonna look bulky. So we moved back home, and I kind of lost the weight, gained the weight back type of thing. And then I joined the gym, and I started like YouTube and little stuff like
Okay.
glute workouts or leg day or whatever. And I started doing that, and little by little I started like building my own workout plan, and it kind of
Yeah.
worked out. um for me, strength, the difference between cardio and strength training is cardio helped me lose the weight, right?
Yeah.
But strength training to me built my physique. Like it
Yeah.
gave me the legs I wanted. Like I can visually see it
Yes.
changing my body day by day. So
Yeah. And you
yeah,
can follow her at Kalyn in Motion so you can see exactly what
you
she's talking
can in
about
any
body, okay?
workout.
Because that body is definitely
Thank you.
body, that physique is physiquing.
Yes, thank
Um,
you, thank you.
yes.
But it really taught me that, when people say go to the gym, they just telling you to go to the gym, but they're not telling you what they're doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
And I
true.
and I also was like, I don't want to buy a plan from somebody that I don't know. They don't know me. Like you telling me to do 37 squats, and what does that mean? What is it gonna do? So I realized what worked for me, what didn't work for me, and kind
Mm.
of just didn't build my own lane.
Yeah, but girl, you just said so many gems. I'm gems, not gems, gems. Um, I love that. Yeah. Wait, so many things here. Okay, so the first thing that I love that you said is that you went on YouTube because that's the journey that I'm on.
Listen.
And there are so many free opportunities for those
Mm-hmm.
of us who are like trying to trying to go from one place from work to a gym is a
Is
barrier,
right,
because that's like another stop that you have to do at home that takes time that you might not have.
right,
Like YouTube has been very instrumental. It's also free for those of you all that are on a finance journey.
right,
And I like that you just leaned into your trial and error. Like,
right,
let me try this workout because there was probably something in your mind that was like, okay, I want my butt to sit a different way. You know
right,
what I'm saying?
right, right, right,
And so, like, let me look for some
right,
glute workouts and let me try it and see how it changes. And if I like that, okay, that's now a part of my
right.
Kalyn and motion routine, you know?
Absolutely.
So I really like that you figured it out because some people do feel like they have to invest hundreds and even thousands of dollars a month for some people
Right,
into, getting a trainer and
right.
figuring it out. But you can like do some things just looking at YouTube, getting your
Mhm.
$20 $19.99 memberships at Planet Fitness, Gold
Yep.
Gym, LA Fitness, wherever you decide to go.
Exactly.
Um, and really do some workouts.
Mm-hmm.
So I really like that. Right now I'm focused on cardio because I really need to drop this weight.
Right, right, right.
Um, and that's like the easiest thing right now. And I'm working on consistency. Right now I am in the 75 soft challenge
Mm-hmm.
that Kalyn started. And so I'm this first quarter of this calendar year, I'm focused on consistency. Can I just do it every day?
Yeah.
But I also have started reincorporating yoga because I love
Yeah.
yoga. So I do yoga on YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
also found some YouTube at home workouts for
Yep.
diastasis recti,
Mm-hmm.
which is like ab separation that happens to
We
many
have
moms
babies.
and they have babies. And
Yep.
unfortunately, the separation it never closes back up as it was as it's intended to. But
Mm-hmm.
you can get it. You can kind of try to tighten it as much as possible. And so those workouts to help this belly piece.
Yep.
Okay, so you went from you trial and ever figuring that out. I
Mm-hmm.
know you were involved in some challenges with
Yep.
Meta where you were winning big money, big money. You had
Right.
the people
So
mad, girl. You had the people mad.
I you, okay, what a time. So what happened was Cozetta, Cozy,
Yeah,
as I know her, had a challenge where you had to like you picked how many workouts you were gonna do, right?
right. Mm-hmm.
So you could do five, you could do, I think the minimum was like 3 days a week or
Okay.
5 days the minimum was 3 days a week, but I think I picked five because like I said, I was the cardio queen. I was gonna go, it was the pandemic time too, so I was working from home. So during my lunch break, I go for a walk. And then after work, I go for a walk
Yeah.
again. Or I do trap cardio. Shout out to trap cardio on YouTube. I would do that. So right. Well, so what happened was I was working out multiple times a week, like a day,
And a
because
dad.
I
Yeah. Yeah. You
I
were
had
killing it.
time and
Mm-hmm.
everybody else was not. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
good times. But also shout out to Cosetta. Cosetta gave me the space to help me figure out that maybe I do want to inspire other people to be in a challenge. That the
Yeah.
challenge
Okay.
thing, the challenge aspect is what makes me work out. That's how I got the discipline part.
Okay. Okay.
I like a good, I the world knows that I'm doing this, this, and this. And
You're very
that's how I,
competitive.
yeah.
Mhm. Did you when you were a cheerleader, was it like competitive cheer?
No. Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. Okay. So where
Towards when in my high school year, but when I was younger, yes. But
okay.
that wasn't even a thing. Like in my mind, I was like, my mama paid for it. We win, we lose. It's okay. I
Where
like
did,
to
so
cheer.
where did the competitive spirit
I
come
have
from?
no idea. I feel like it was already deep inside of me, and then one
Okay.
day it just boom. I want to say shout out to Squatty again. I'm 100% sure it has to do with him being a coach. So
Okay.
now
Yeah.
I'm automatically fully invested in the winning aspect, and I'm a very terrible loser. So yeah, I like the challenge thing. I think it holds me accountable and to have
Mhm.
it's like an accountability group. So
Yeah.
Cosetta definitely she doesn't even know. She set the journey to set the keys to my journey. Like she's the one that was
Yeah.
like, Kalyn, you really are good at this. I'm like, nah, I just kind of do me. And then she's like, yeah, but you should show people. And I'm like, nah, I'm good. Like,
Yeah, I had to hear about you for like months,
ah,
during every conversation. It's like, Kaylin is killing it. Kaylin on this. Kaylin got the mad because she getting this money.
yeah.
And I was like, it was like, Kaylin, 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 Kaylin.
I'm love you, Cozy.
Yes, yes. No, that's really good because I don't remember you. I remember you having like being very proud,
Yeah.
to be a Zeta on campus, but I don't know if I remember you being like competitive. Um,
I also will put that a part of that group as well. Shout
okay.
out to my mother Roach. Mama Roach definitely instilled in us to be proud, always hold your head up. And our number, we may have not have been the biggest group on campus, but one thing my Mama Roach didn't play about is they're gonna respect you.
Mhm.
And that kind of put the shout out to Theta Beta. Like, as my Mama Roach would say, Theta Beta was a brand and we always represented. So
Mhm.
no matter what kind of stroll it was, what kind of event it was, Mama Roach always said we had to step, so that's what we did. So I guess that competitive definitely came in college, because like
Oh, I
once,
could see that. Yeah, I
yeah,
could see that.
once you put it that battery in our back to say like, listen, show them who
Yeah.
you are, it was a
Yeah.
wrap. I don't even think that you knew what was going to be the outcome of that. Like I think you put the little, don't let nobody
Don't let nobody play in your face.
at all.
Yeah, don't let
I
nobody
know you always talk about this
scared.
moment, but
Yeah,
when we crossed and we strolled in the cab for the first time, and y'all, you was like, go. You had done you should let the dogs off the leash. You shouldn't even said that.
yeah,
So you
yeah,
couldn't put us back by then. It was a wrap.
yeah. It's funny you say that because I think about that moment quite often actually as I get back into Zeta.
Right.
And one of the requirements for any graduate chapter that I join is that they have an undergraduate chapter because I
Right.
love working with young people. Everyone knows that. I've always enjoyed that.
Hmm.
And I think what I like about working with young people, the same thing like I like working with adults, is I really, and why I'm a good project manager, I really just like seeing things succeed. I
Yeah.
like seeing people succeed. I
Yep.
love seeing people and things work at their optimal peaks, right? So,
Absolutely.
um, that was something that I always remember and why I do want to, work with the undergraduate chapter
Yep.
because I when we just think about like college, there were just so many things that we took in.
Right.
Some were really good, some were not so good,
Right.
and some, I mean, even when I look back, there's things that I should have grabbed in college that I didn't get,
Right. Right.
until now when I'm later in life. And one of those things that I definitely got is like, at least for Zeta, I actually think maybe it took me some time to learn it for myself though, but like is being proud of who you
Yeah.
are. Like don't let that fear. And so what Kalyn's referring to really quickly is just like at Tuskegee University, probably at other HBCUs, they have cafeteria parties. Specifically, they have like I think before finals or
Hmm.
something like that,
Yeah.
or right after finals. Either way, there's like basically
Right.
a cafeteria party somewhere either before or after, just to like let off some steam of just whatever. And so at these parties, of course, that are in the cafeteria, the Greeks will stroll.
Hmm.
And we had a new line, and this was, they strolled at their probate. But I feel like this might have been like y'all's first big
Yeah.
event on campus, strolling for the
Absolutely.
first time in front of the campus outside of your probate. And when they got out there, they was like a little, they were figuring it out.
Timid. Like you gotta remember, like this is our first time strolling, and for people that's not in organization, you gotta know to move, how to maneuver the crowd. Like,
Yeah, and people will, you have to just you have to be able to command the crowd,
yeah,
right?
absolutely.
And you have to command the crowd specifically, um and I'm gonna just say this specifically at Tuskegee University when you were a Zeta.
Yeah.
Because at that time we were still building the chapter.
Yeah.
People started to see us in a different light,
Right.
but they needed to know that we
Who
were
you are.
here,
Yeah.
right? And so they got out there and they were just a little timid. That's what I saw.
Yeah.
Like their
Absolutely.
movements weren't, the fluidity of the pride that you want to see
Yeah.
when you hit those movements,
Yep.
it wasn't fully there, but I knew it was in them because I had seen them stroll.
Right.
Um, and so in that moment, I got out there.
Oh yeah. She sure did.
And I got out there as a pro fight should do.
As you
As
will.
any leader should do. You don't just allow your team to just go
And
down
won't.
and half-ass it.
Nope.
I got out there and we had a little pep talk,
Yeah, we did.
and you know then they got it together,
Immediately.
immediately. And you could just, like I said, sometimes a moment just will, I'm not gonna cry right now because I'm a cry,
Uh
but I'm not gonna cry right now, but you could see
it
how
clicked.
it clicked, like, no,
We
I'm
are
here.
Zetas. Like
Yeah,
we
yeah,
are
I'm a
here.
Zeta, and
We supposed
y'all
to
are,
be here.
yeah, and y'all are going to see me. You could literally
Yeah.
just see the movements change. They were
Yeah.
sharper, they
Yeah.
were more in sync, their
Yeah.
heads were held high,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
not looking down at the feet of the person in front of you.
Yeah.
Like, it was like,
It,
we're
we
here,
were, yeah,
move
it was
out the
definitely an
way.
intimidating moment because
Yes,
you
because
gotta
everybody's
also
there.
put in
Everybody's
perspective.
there.
Everybody's there. We're the smaller, we're the smaller sorority at the time,
Mhm.
like one of the smaller
Yeah.
sororities. So the Reds coming through, and we like, we supposed to let them go. We supposed to, what we supposed to do.
Mhm.
I feel
We
like
supposed to
Jaleesa was
stop.
leaving. Maybe Bellamy was leaving. I can't remember who exactly was in the front, but that person in the front, you got to lead. Like, you got to come through. And once my tail moves to the front, shout out to Jaleesa, I'm always gonna, wherever Jaleesa gonna be at, 9 times out of 10, I'm right behind her, close and
Mhm.
we're always gonna be back to back.
Yeah.
And because Jaleesa gonna set the tone, and once you see
Mhm.
that person set the tone, you got to go with it. I always,
Mhm.
to these days, these little lessons, I know my colleague be looking at me like, "Girl, none of this don't make no sense," but it's gonna click. Like,
It
you
does.
got this. You got to be the baddest thing. Like,
You
the
do.
person next to you shine, you want to shine just as bright. So
Yep.
that's why I always stand next to her, because I know like Jaleesa gonna set it off, and we going neck to neck. Like,
Yeah,
somebody
right.
got to be the baddest, we going neck to neck.
Yeah.
Another Mama Roach thing.
Yeah, and sometimes that's always something because, sometimes people like to stroll in, like, height order.
Yeah,
Because yes, I do think there's a aesthetically,
yeah,
it looks a certain way, but sometimes you gotta switch that bad boy up.
yeah. You got
You
to.
gotta think of it like if it's a tug of war. Like,
Right,
sometimes you gotta have that person that's in the front, that can
right,
really command the crowd and lead you through, especially if you don't have someone in front of you kind of marking the way.
right.
But yeah, but no, that was definitely something that I always remember. And it's something like you said, those little lessons, those little things that you don't realize that click later in life, when maybe you're like in accounting, or
Yeah,
maybe you're working with your kids, or even like those
yeah,
group dynamics that you had to learn
yeah,
that may come up in your marriage. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like, those things, like, they really do help you maneuver through life, and when you sit back, you're like, oh yeah, that's why I first got that.
yeah.
So one of the things that I do remember, though, is, like you said, you always like stepped up to the challenge to be a lead.
Yeah. Or
To
push that way.
be a leader. Yes, yes, but you were pushed because you had the capacity. You
Okay.
just needed
Yeah,
the encouragement to know that you had the capacity,
absolutely.
right? And to meet that moment. And so your leadership has always been about encouragement. And so you
Absolutely.
talked about like starting or you talked about like challenging other
Yeah.
women or men. I don't actually don't know if it's men, or if men are allowed to be, but you challenge other
Yeah.
people to reach their fitness goals, specifically
Right.
for the 75 soft challenge, which is available on Facebook, right? That's
Yeah.
on Facebook. So how did you like then I know, like, how did you start that?
So what happened was, I seen it on TikTok. Like, someone was like, so there's original is a 75 hard challenge, which
Right.
is
Mhm.
absolutely hard.
Yes.
Tried it once, and I failed miserably because the tool workout, like, it was just a
Okay.
lot.
It does
So
have a
when
lot of rules.
Yeah, so when I seen the soft challenge, I was like, dang, I really want to do this. So um, as I sent it to Christina Tierra, they like, yeah, cool, we could do this. So
Christina and
Tierra,
Tierra, her line
my
sisters.
line sisters,
Mhm.
best friends,
Best
everybody,
friends. Mhm.
um, Three Stooges.
Yep.
So I put it on. So Tierra said, I think you should invite other people. And I'm like, what do you mean? She was like, I think you should invite other people. So I threw it on Facebook, like, hey, I'm gonna do the 75 soft challenge. I did not expect so many people to be like, tell me more.
Right.
So the 75 soft challenges, you got to get 10,000 steps a day. You work out for 45 minutes a day, and then one active rest day. You drink 3 liters of water, read 10 pages of any book. But the most important rule that people probably don't think is important is the progress pictures. But I'll come back to that. So I started this group, and so a lot of people joined the group, and then I realized, if I just started working out, I can't go from not working out at all to going to 10,000 steps. That's
Okay, good. Cause I was sitting there like, oh, I must be on the 75 soft
so what I did was, I did like a
challenge.
soft, like the hard, a
Yeah,
medium, and a
intermediate.
soft. So I
Yeah.
did one
Mhm.
with 500 steps, one with 5,000 steps, because it doesn't matter how many steps to me, it does, but as long as you went from zero to something,
Yeah.
It's all that matters.
Yeah.
But the most important part to me is the consistency.
Right.
Those little things, like those little changes, help you change your physique, change your body, change your
Yeah.
health, become healthier. But to me, people talk about the steps, but those progress pictures are the most important goal, because the scale is not my best friend. We have a very love hate relationship. I want to be 195 so bad, but my mind is telling me it's just may not happen.
Did you make it to Wonderland? I remember that was a goal.
I did,
Okay.
and I go
Okay.
up and down like,
Yep.
and we'll come back.
Mhm.
But the progress pictures to me always shows me like, oh girl, you did change. Like, once you see yourself at this size and this size, you may not have lost but 3 pounds, but you also probably lost 10 inches. So
Yeah.
you get what I'm saying? So it balances out. So
Yeah.
I always tell people take pictures. That's how I end up even creating content, I guess, because I wanted to see the growth from this body to
Okay.
that body.
Okay.
So someone, I can't even remember, I think it was Tia, was like, hey, you should take pictures. And I'm like, no, like I don't
He
like
is
how I look.
another one of her,
My
delegated
Neos.
sorority sisters. Yeah, that's her
um
Neo. Mhm.
she told me to start taking pictures. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do it. Like, I
Right.
don't like how I look. So she was like, but that's gonna be, you're gonna want those. Like, you're gonna want
Mhm.
to see where you came from, where you are. So that's how I even started. I used to take a picture a day, and then after a while, I started like recording myself so I can see, okay, I don't like how I did this movement. Last week I used 45, maybe I should use 50 this week. That's how I kind of started. And then I started sending it to my friends,
Mhm.
Tia and Tierra them, and I know they were sick of me. They'll never tell me, but I would send them like, oh, okay, this is what I did today.
Yeah.
And they're like, why you don't post it on social media? And I'm like, because that's the world. Like,
Mhm.
that's you're putting yourself out there for
Right. Right.
anybody to say anything. And I'm
Right.
I'm not a let you say whatever you want to say type of girl.
Mhm.
All right. Um so I started like posting little clips here and there, and then I was like, well, maybe I should get more consistent. Once I started, like, people started writing me like, hey, did you not work out today? And I'm like, yeah, I worked out today. What are you talking about? They're like, oh, you didn't post a picture or you didn't post a video. And I was like,
You'd
oh,
be
people.
so surprised. I that is like one of the most shocking things. Like, people really do watch you on social media, and you don't think that because maybe you're not like an influencer, right?
Yeah,
Or you're not, yeah, you think you're not at the influencer status because you don't have
yeah,
X amount of followers.
right,
However, everyone is influencing. That's the power and sometimes the not so good side
right.
of
On
social
social
media,
media,
is that you are influencing in some kind of way. And so when you don't post something that you normally post, or you post something that is giving a different message than what people normally see you
right,
like posting, people really do, like, people you don't even think of, like, and I do it too. So it's crazy that
right.
I think it's crazy because I'm the person that, like, I'll see you in the airport and I have not talked to you in 10 years. And I can tell you, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so proud of you because you had your baby and the baby's name. And
And you're like,
I
what?
just have like a memory. I have a good
Right,
memory, but I'm also watching, people's lives unfold on social
right,
media.
right, right,
But
right.
yeah, people have like text me and they'll be like, "Hey, I haven't seen you post in a couple of days. Like, you good?" And you're
Yep,
like, "Oh yeah, no, I'm fine."
I'm
I
fine.
just
I just
like, and
forgot.
wait, you watch
Yeah,
my stuff? Like, I didn't
right.
even think that.
Exactly, exactly. Um, so that's what how it happened. So what I started posting on, really mostly on TikTok, right?
And are you
At
Kalyn on
Undestructed
TikTok?
Blue.
Oh,
Uh
undestructed
huh.
you on TikTok.
And so, right. So I started posting on TikTok, and and then my friends was like, post it on Instagram, like,
Mhm.
as well. So I would post it on Instagram, and um someone was like, you should shout out my friend Ty from Daytona Beach and my friend
Mhm.
Khadijah said you should make a new page. And I was like, why? Like, Undestructed
Yeah.
Blue is my line name from Zeta, so everybody knows me as that, whatever.
And it
So she
fits
was
too. And it fits
right. It
undestructed.
fits perfect.
Mhm.
And she was like, they was like, no, you should do one specifically for so just your workouts, just your
Mhm.
fitness thing. And no, I was like, I'm not doing it. Like, I'm not a fitness influencer. I'm just Kalyn who happens to work out. I got 75 other things that I also do, but I just happen to work out.
But
So
you
it
are
came up again.
influencing.
So as my mom says, if something come back again, like really listen. So it came back up again. So they told me this in like July, in the summertime, and then it came back up again in the fall, and I'm like, so let me reach out to my friends. Like my friends gonna tell me what I need to do. Like they gonna ride. So they like, yeah, Kalyn, like you really don't understand that you're really a fitness influencer. And I'm like,
Yeah,
no. My name is Kalyn. I work out. Like I'm not. When you think of fitness influencers, you think of like people that's sponsored by Gymshark or Nike or these big.
right,
I'm just
right,
saying, right?
right. Mm-hmm.
So I kind of sat and thought about it because I wanted to people to know that I'm just a regular mom to me, mom,
Yeah,
wife, person, but I'm also a different body type. You get what I'm saying? Like I'm not,
yeah.
I didn't start small and kept it going. I just was a bigger girl, lost weight, and this is where I'm at. So I wanted to show that side. So after
Did
a
you do
few,
Ozempic, if you don't mind me asking?
nope,
Okay, or any of the like
mm-mm, none of the,
fat tummy
no,
teas and stuff?
I
Yeah.
didn't.
I think that's good too to know, and that you didn't have any surgeries because
Nope,
that
they
is
going soon. Yeah, no,
mhm,
no, all natural. So my friend Khadijah brought it up again, and I said, okay, Khadijah, since you think that I don't have a name, like Undestructible Blue is kind of fits the whole thing, right?
it does.
So she sent me like four names, right? It was
Mhm.
like Kalyn in Motion, revamping Kalyn, Kalyn reforming or something like that. So I put a poll out there on my Undestructible Blue Instagram, thinking nothing. Like
Yes.
nobody's not gonna vote. For I had like 300 people. Like what? So
Wow.
I'm like, oh, people
People
really
are
pay attention.
watching you. Yes, that's
I'm like, okay,
big.
well, Kalyn in Motion it is, and that's how Kalyn in
Yes.
Motion was created.
Yes, yes. And I think people should know too, like, what they see with your journey is that you started really with yourself
Yep.
and then you like people, it seems like sometimes you don't see yourself the way people see you.
Yeah.
Right. And so constantly people are telling you like, Kalyn, you're this leader. Kalyn, you're a motivator. Kalyn, you're
Right.
an encourager. You are that cheerleader, right?
Right.
Not just like in practice, but also in life. And with your 75 soft challenge, because I'm in the group and I'm not a person who posts my pictures,
Yeah.
but I am watching in that group, and people are motivating me. At
Right.
some point I will feel confident enough to post something.
I get
um
you.
but like, I'm watching and people are in there really meeting their fitness goals.
Right.
um and so I think that's important for people to know too, that as you watch Kalyn and you watch her videos and her journey, that it does inspire you for you to get emotion,
Right.
because that's literally what she's trying to show you.
Right.
And I'm really excited to be one of your Kimmies because
Oh,
Kalyn
thank you.
Emotion is KIM. And so I love a good acronym.
I
Uh,
know.
and so I told Kalyn, I said, "Oh, that means I love Kalyn in Motion because then you can have your Kimmies, like."
And I,
But your
I really
Kimmies,
just want
inspiring the Kimmies everywhere.
right. And I just wanted to motivate people to know that you don't have to be 150 perfect bodies, small waist and flat stomach, big booty. Like everybody body is not
Even
gonna
though
be
that
like
is your shape, Kalyn, but that's okay.
oh, that is and when people say that
I'm
so
just, I'm
again,
just, I'm just gonna put that out there, okay? Like, Kalyn is
again,
talking like you ain't gotta be me, okay?
no,
You ain't gotta have the
no,
same waist and
because
big booty.
the thing about it is body dysmorphia always kicks in because I don't see myself like that all
Yes,
the time,
yes.
So my
Mhm.
journey, I just wanted, to be a thicker girl that show you my workouts. Like,
Yeah.
originally the goal was like I want to get to 195, I want to get to 195.
Hmm.
But as I started like working out and stuff, I don't know if that's gonna be my goal weight. I
Yeah.
really don't even know if I have a goal weight anymore. I have a
Okay.
specific body type in my mind how I want to look.
Okay.
I think I'm
Can you
currently
describe it? Like, if you were to think about a
a small
person,
waist, big booty, flat stomach.
what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah.
But
Mhm.
I'm currently between like a 14 and 16. It just kind of depends on the day.
Okay.
I kind of want to get between a 12 and a 14. I originally said a
I
10 and a 12, but I think that what?
Okay. No, go ahead. Finish.
I really originally said that, but I don't know. You know how a 10 could look on you. But I know in my mind, like once I get in them 12s, you're not gonna be telling me nothing. So
I that always is I remember an interview
Uh-huh.
where Beyonce was, I forget where she was speaking, and she talked about, um, oh Lord, now I can't think of the song, but what's that song? Maybe I can't. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Yes, where she does the dance. What's that
Um,
song?
her and Jay-Z. Oh, I'm a
Yeah,
stand. You put me on the spot and I don't know the song.
I know, me
Dang.
too.
Crazy Love.
Crazy in Love, because I was like, it's not Dangerously in Love, but that just kept coming in my head. But I'm like, it's not Dangerously in Love. Yes,
Sorry,
Crazy
Hive.
in
Sorry,
Love.
Hive. I got it.
Yes. Hey, listen, we're allowed to have moments, okay? But Crazy in Love, she always says that her physique in that video is always her, like, her goal
Right.
in life. Like, when she, like, she doesn't mind fluctuating and whatever, but when she feels like she was at her best, it's
That
that
was a
physique in that video.
right.
And so when you were mentioning, being a 12, when I became a Zeta,
Yep.
I was a 12. And
Yeah.
I always think about, like, yes, like, I have those pictures. I'm like, when I was that
Yeah.
is the physique. And at that time I didn't even appreciate it.
Hello?
Okay. I look back at the pictures
That
like, girl, you
I
was
thought I was the
that
biggest
girl. I
person
mean, you
in
still
the
that girl. Like, I'm still that girl, but I was really
right.
that girl. Like, and
Right.
you
Right.
didn't even right over my head.
Yep.
And so yeah, no, I love the 12. And I remember when I was a 12, I wanted to be a 10. That was all. I never wanted to be more than
Absolutely.
a 10. Why? I don't know, but
Because that's a part of life. You know,
yeah,
you're satisfied, but you're not satisfied. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Another thing that popped in my mind is that Mama Rose will be dropping gems. She's not gonna give you that. But trusting the process and not trying to beat the process. So
Yeah, you can't beat the process. You got to go through it.
you gotta go through it. And I did not know this was gonna come around again in my life, but this journey has taught me that. I hear that quote in my head every morning when I go to the gym. Like,
Hmm.
um, for me, with my weight fluctuating up and down. Some days I'm good, some days I'm bad. Sometimes it gets to the point where I'm like, well, what's the point? Like, girl, you
Hmm.
gonna gain it back. But I have learned that you gotta go through all the steps. You gotta go through the process.
Yeah.
You gotta be disciplined. You asked me about how I do it. I think that my morning time workouts is the only time that I'm just Kalyn. I'm not Coach Squatty's wife.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not Kylie and Ari's mommy. I'm
Mm.
not my mom's daughter. Like, I'm just Kalyn. I put my music on. I'm a city girl up. I'm having a good time. Like, I'm literally in my own world.
Yeah. Yeah.
And people that don't understand, like, when you become a wife or mom, like, you are always those people first. And people will
Always. It's
always be
24/7.
like, hey, Kylie mama, hey, Ari mama, hey, Coach Squatty wife. But I'm also Kalyn. That's who I was before I'm all of this. So,
And also the
um,
considerations, like, in your head,
yeah.
or there's like 24/7 considerations of, like, always like,
Okay.
how do I make sure I'm doing for my family?
Right.
I gotta buy this. Okay, wait, I didn't do this.
Right.
Like, it's just
And you're
it like feels like it never
it
ends.
never stops until you go to sleep. You wake up and you're thinking, okay, Kylie got to do this. I got to make sure I pick her up, drop her off. Got squat. I got this game. Got to you. It's just going. But when I put no headphones on, I'm in that gym. None of those things cross my mind. It's
Yeah.
just straight having a workout, having a good time. I always like I hate coming in here, but as soon as I walk through the door, it's like you
Mhm.
can't even just let
Yeah.
the vibes of the music take you through the workout. So,
Yeah.
and that's the most important thing to me. Like, I never understood how much my personal time was needed
Yeah.
until, like, if I skip it. Like, if I be like, okay, I'm not waking up that morning, now I gotta try to figure out how to squeeze in a workout, which is completely after the morning time, the whole day is already taken up with something.
Yeah.
So I like, dang, I should have worked out this morning. That's the first thing. As soon as I go
Yeah.
through that, I'd be like, dang. So that's why during, like, I work from home. So during my lunch break, I'll go for a walk. Although
Yeah.
it's been Florida cold, as I say here, so it's been harder to
Oh, but
go
y'all
for
have had some, like, y'all got,
little
oh, yeah,
chill for
yeah.
us.
So
So,
y'all
we
got
don't know how
good.
to act. But I have to because that's my time to, like, unwind and just be
Yeah.
like nobody needs you, no one's calling you, no one's requesting your attention besides yourself. So,
I feel you. I feel you. One of the things that I've done in terms of like removing excuses
mhm,
is really sitting down and, like I said earlier, removing the barriers.
right.
So the barriers for me was always time, because I am a person that in this season of my life, I'm learning to slow down. I'm learning that I can't have too much on my plate. I've always been a very, as we talked about earlier, like I've always had a rigorous schedule. Like
Yep.
that's been my whole life. Like I've always been involved in multiple activities and able
Mhm.
to like balance all of these things. But in this season I'm just not able to, not just because I'm a mother, and that being a mother is like even your brain just like shuts down things
Yeah.
so you can be a good mother.
Right.
But also like in terms of what I'm pursuing for my soft life is like ease,
Yeah.
and so I have to like start to take things off of my plate, so that I can have a little more ease. And so, what I started doing is the place that I work actually has a gym downstairs.
Okay.
And so I bring my laptop and my phone, and I go downstairs for my last 30 minutes of work. So that
Right.
way I'm already at work.
Right.
So I don't have to, nobody's gonna be calling me, nobody's gonna be expecting me to do anything because I'm already at work.
Right.
And I'm also take some time away from my desk. So nobody is like coming to my desk, asking me. And so my last 30 minutes are spent on the treadmill or on the bike, doing activities, of course, that I can do while I still work.
Right.
But I'm moving, I'm running. I started running again
Come
this
on,
week.
friend.
Yep. So I'm really excited about that. And so that's something that I've done. And then I go home and I can be in full mommy mode,
Mama.
you know?
Right.
Um, so like that's also just like another thing that has helped me that I wanted to share with others. And maybe there's not a gym at your job or whatever, but just try to, think about all the reasons that you tell yourself why you can't. Just focus on one thing and try to figure out, okay, how can I move this out the way so I can
Right.
actually prioritize it, not just say it's a priority, but prioritize it. So how do you also fit in like your eating, because we know that they say
80/20.
yeah. How does
Girl,
that work out for you?
it's a hot mess. Now, if
Okay.
I can work out every day of the week.
Okay.
Give me anything. But eating, I'm all over the place. Either I'm gonna eat really good or really bad. Like it
Mhm.
just goes on. What I've learned is again pre-planning because
Okay.
I'm not a meal prep girl because I'm not a leftover girly. Like I can't
Mhm.
eat it the second day.
Mhm.
But if I say, okay, Monday I'm eating this, this, and this, and I set it up that way, I'm
Right.
good. The moment that I don't is when I'm all over the place because
Mhm.
by the time I get done walking, now I'm hungry. So I'm just gonna eat the first thing I see or go get something to eat. So I've
Yeah.
learned that. But I've also learned, as people know, TikTok is like whatever you need. So I
Okay.
will immediately be like, I'm going to Taco Bell. What can I get that's under such and such calories? And you'll get a plethora of things. So I've learned
Oh,
that
I didn't know you
you,
could do
I'm telling you, any fast food restaurant, you can find something that's healthy on there that'll
that.
work in your
Mhm.
thing. Um, and I also use a protein shakes because for the
Mhm.
physique that I want, I have to eat a certain amount of protein. So once I start tracking my food and I realize, girl, you cannot eat them bag of M&Ms because that's 400 calories. And you know how long it took you just to burn 400 calories? Not that
For
it works that way.
real. Oh my gosh. When you start doing them numbers, yeah.
But yeah, so once I started tracking my food, that's when I was like, oh yeah. So that debit cake snack not worth it because you're not gonna get to that goal. So
Mhm.
definitely my fitness pal, any type of food tracking thing helps you with that.
Okay. And what are your that's good to know about TikTok, because I have the TikTok, but I haven't used it. Were you worried about it going away? Like if for in
Yes,
terms of
because
your brand?
as I told you, you know how some people Google stuff.
Mhm.
Kaylin definitely TikToked it. Yeah, I'm gonna. All right, Kaylin, I need to eat such and such and such. Where should I go for this? Boom, TikTok
Mhm.
got it.
Okay, okay, but you weren't worried about it in terms of like your brand for Kalyn in Motion.
Kind of because I had so on Instagram I've kind of got a whole like tribe of women that have reached out to me or I've reached out vice versa So I was like, dang, we're gonna break up. Like now we're breaking up, I guess. And so what we end up doing is getting Instagram. Well, they already had one, but we exchange names and talk over there. So I was worried because you get like Instagram is fun, don't get me wrong, but TikTok, you can really be yourself. Like, it's so many women on there that would be like, sis, I think you should do this workout this way. Like, next time, Kalyn, try like before I wasn't using a cable machine. Like I would
Okay.
just use
Yeah.
everything else. And shout out to Get Fit with Jess. She was like, try the cable machine on some of these things because I hated doing like certain workouts because it would hurt me. So she was like, try this. Me and that cable machine, like this girl, like you
Wow.
can't tell me
Okay.
anything. So TikTok gave me a family, a community
Yeah.
where all of these ladies look different. Like some of them had just had babies. Some of them were moms of my kids are 6 and 9. So they had
Mhm.
kids the same age. So they're like,
Yeah.
I get it. I get that your kids are older, but you feel like you're not that person that you were before you had your kids. You don't
Yeah.
have that body. So and not that I'm trying to get specifically, yeah, I am trying to get back to that body. But yeah, it's a
It's an
community
honest
over
space.
there. Right. It's a community over there that I haven't really fully found on Instagram, although it's just started, so it should be coming soon.
Mhm. 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 Yeah. So, what is your 2025 goal for Kalyn in motion?
So when you sent me this question, I was like, oh, I want like 1,000 followers. Like
Okay.
that's what I want. But my mind was
On Instagram
on
or
Instagram.
TikTok or
On Instagram.
Facebook. Okay.
I want what I really want is if I could touch one person, like if one person be like, girl, I was not working out until I started talking to you, that would just make my day.
Okay.
Probably would cry because that's all I want to do. I always
Mhm.
want people to know that, girl, you can do it too. Like, I'm busy, you busy. You
Mhm.
only got an hour a day. Let me show you what I did in these little 30 minutes. Like,
Yeah.
so, or different things. Like I started taking a step class with Sarah,
Yep.
and I did not know I was gonna like it, Rashana. I really was like, oh, this is not really my cup of tea.
I
I
love
just
that.
girl, this thing that took over my life. If she ain't got class on Saturday, I'm going to Friday class. If she got both days, I may go both. Like, because those are the things that I think people like to see. People like to see you trying different things. And
Yeah. Mhm.
just because you don't see me doing walking, because I think that's kind of weird to try to record walking, but it's so many ways that you can get active. All you have to
Mhm.
do is get active. Take that first step, you there.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. And so, so your goal is to touch one person as well as
Yep.
get 1,000 followers.
Yep.
Okay. And now what's gonna happen with the 75 soft challenge? Is that still gonna like stay on
Yeah,
Facebook? Are
so
you gonna like
I try to
post
do it
them at all?
I try to do it twice a year. So I do
Okay.
it in the beginning of the year and then do it in the summer. I feel
Okay.
like everybody knows this, but your summer body is built in the winter. So if you
Yeah.
don't work out in that winter, when June comes, the body you give is the body you're gonna get.
Yep.
But I also feel like in June, like it's hot outside, so you ain't got no excuse. You can go out to the
Mhm.
wall, you can do anything. So I always do one in the fall. I mean winter kind of into the spring, and then one in the summer, kind of going to the fall. So
Yeah.
I start. This one started in January, ends in March, like mid March, late April, and then the next one will start in June,
And
on
that's
June
gonna
first.
stay on Facebook? Or are you gonna
Yeah,
like announce? Or is it
I
gonna
was
be
gonna
like
try to do a. I
you're gonna be
may
like
try to do a group on Instagram. I'll see how that works. But Facebook seems like I touch so many people, so.
yeah, the other thing too you can consider is, Instagram, because I'm definitely Instagram girly.
Mm-hmm.
Also Facebook, I'm old school, even though I'm just such an old soul. But anyway, point
You
is
you
I see
are an
people,
old soul. You're
yes, I see people have channels on Instagram
Mhm.
now, and I see a lot of people like subscribing to those channels.
Okay. I
And
need to look into that.
specifically one influencer that I follow, because I don't follow many people that I don't know. That's like something that's real. So all the 1,000 followers that you see,
I know them.
95% of them I actually do know them.
Yeah.
Yeah, like hey, it is what it is. I know a lot of people, but I follow Tabria Major.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Yep.
And she is a plus size model and influencer of many things. I love that she's moving into like a very much political community building space. But she has a channel where she likes to do 75 hard.
Ooh.
And so this time she's doing she has a channel for it. And so many
Okay.
people people are joining, and I don't know what you do in a channel, but I do see a lot of people reposting like these prayers every day. And I know they all must be a part of a channel because they're all
Right.
everybody at the same time repost the same prayer over and over again.
You're right.
On Instagram. So think about that too,
Okay.
especially for your Instagram page. I don't know if you have to like be a business page
Yeah.
to create a channel, but that might be something where you can replicate it over so you can, let people know either to join on Facebook
Or join.
or,
Yeah. Yeah.
you run it in two different ways. Yeah.
Okay.
So
I like it.
thank you, Kalyn, for coming by.
Thank you for inviting me. I'm very much so honored because your mama wrote. So of course, it's an honor when you're I was gonna say favorite, one of your favorite profiles to reach out to. I don't want to get to tussling with
It's
nobody
okay.
from your
It's
line.
an honest space.
You
Uh
know, spring '09, it will always be fall tens.
yeah, yeah,
We're y'all mini me's. I don't know
yeah, yeah,
if they
definitely.
loved it or hated it. Either way.
Yeah, yeah, tenfold though. Yeah. Y'all are the tenfold.
Yeah,
But yes, no, thank you so much for being a guest on
of
today's
course.
episode of the Vocal Action Podcast. As you know, I call you my little big sis because I mean you are my little sister in age and Zeta,
Yeah.
but I look up to you in so many ways. Like you were just always you're just always really encouraging me. And
Oh.
yeah, that's it. Because I ain't about to cry on this thing.
Girl, and you can because you know it's vice versa. It's nothing but love. Listen, baby showers, weddings, girl, we done did it all.
Yeah, done it all, done it
Done
all.
it
We
all. We
always
done had a
yes,
time.
yes, yes. And Kaylin is always going to be like a good time. Um, and she's one
Yeah,
of the few people that like when you talked about people watching your page and checking in on you, like Kaylin is one of those people that's going to check in on me.
yeah, all the
And
time.
yeah, and you'll be
I don't
like,
play
girl,
with it.
you watching me? You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
but
because your mom, you
but she really do.
since
Um,
she wants to get the crying, let's go ahead and get the tears flowing.
no, I'm not. No, I'm
I
not. No, I'm not.
became
It's
a
not gonna be
Zeta
an Oprah
fall
moment.
10. And that same year, my mom was diagnosed with breast cancer. And many people do not know I was going to leave Tuskegee to transfer to Cookman because I want to be closer home.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I was just trying to become a Zeta. And I didn't even really know Rashonda. Like we didn't have a relationship before. I I
Yeah.
think I got introduced to Zeta from Olivia because we had a class together. Y'all brought us over. And it was like when we first met, it was like we clicked. Like I don't know why I became attached to her hip. Um, did not know how this was gonna play out. I was like, originally, I was like, this lady's not gonna be cool. And like, she's not gonna like me at all. Rashawn is
People, people think
very
about
much about business and don't play no
people
games.
think that about me so that's
And
so
we became I think I spent more time at her house than she did. Like I think she knew that when she walked through the door, 9 times out of 10 I was gonna be there because
that's very true.
I
Yeah.
literally her blueprint on how to be a master live for Theta Beta was the blueprint that I followed, that I tried to give to other people because Rashana, she's not gonna get this credit and she's not even gonna accept it. But Theta Beta wasn't as big as it was without Mama Roach. Period. Mama Roach,
Thank you.
one thing about it, Theta Baby was gonna do an event every week. Okay? Because and that grew. Like, think about it, Rashana. We didn't have that many people on the yard.
Mhm.
Rashana wasn't playing. And I
Mhm.
didn't know how those little impacts, those events, because I was thinking, like, why are we doing this? Like, this don't make no sense. And the blueprint is the blueprint. Like, we
You
didn't get
gotta
big
be seen.
numbers.
Yeah, you gotta be seen. People have to know what you're doing. And similarly, that's actually advice that I understood for Zeta in
Yeah.
undergrad, but also advice that now I'm taking now, for
Yeah.
the podcast and my
Yep.
business pages, and also that you're doing in Kalyn in
Yeah.
Motion. Like, if you want to grow a community, you want to build people, you want people to come, they have to know what you're doing.
Yep.
Oh, it
And
can't just be like
yeah.
yeah, like they have to know constantly. They have to see. They have
Yep.
to see the consistency. It's
Yep.
great at the end of the year to do a report out, but they have to see the
How we
consistency.
got here. Yep.
Talking about it, letting people know about it, inviting people into it. However, yeah, so that's actually
Yeah.
advice I need to take for myself. Mhm.
But it's listen, the blueprint is the blueprint, and Mama Roach didn't play, and that's how we got the name that we
Yeah,
have. You know, Theta Beta had a run, is having a run. I'm always gonna say that.
that's right.
Um, because the legacy continues, but Rashana, she touched us and she
Yeah.
passed the torch. And I always think that I don't know where the chapter would have went without you,
Mhm.
but you definitely like that pride, that
Oh,
that get up and go. Like we when I tell you my mama Roach said this is how you do X, Y, and Z, now go. She wasn't playing. Like Founders Day weekend, like so many events, like
yeah.
you you are the blueprint that had Theta Beta popping. You
Thank you.
tell her I said it.
Yeah.
Kaylin said Mama Roach was the blueprint that had Theta Beta popping. Like without Mama Roach, yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I received that.
The flowers are always gonna be given because I'm
I
always gonna say
received
this.
that. I received that. That's
Yeah.
American woman. Yes, I received that. But yes, no, thank you, Kaylin, for just this conversation. It's always
Yeah.
good to talk to you. We always been talking
Always have a
for a
good
long
time.
time. And keep doing what you're doing. Like I said, I'm doing 75 soft
Yep.
challenge. I actually don't know what day it is, but I know this is week 3 or
21.
ending week 3.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're
and
right.
yeah, I
Look
know
at
it's
you.
week 3 because I know I weigh myself every Sunday.
Okay, me too. Me too.
Yep. And I'm a day behind. So I actually start on Monday, but because
Okay.
I was a day behind, I forgot I started way.
Yeah.
So yes, I weigh on Sunday and I am like 3 pounds down.
Let's go.
So I'm really excited about that and hoping to continue.
Yep.
I'm 13 pounds away from my pre-baby weight.
Let's go.
So I'm really excited about that. I want to get there by Mother's Day. It's gonna be my Mother's Day gift to myself.
As it should
That
be.
yes, that I am down to the pre-baby weight, and
Yep.
then I'm just gonna keep going from there. So that'll be right around the time where the summer 75 will
Yep.
start. So that will be perfect for me. But I appreciate the 75 soft challenge. Uh, Especially at this time because it is teaching me the consistency.
Yep.
I do hear Kalyn in my head, or I see her in my head constantly as, everything that I have, you have like multiplied, if that makes sense. Like I
Right,
have
right.
one child, Kalyn has two.
Yep.
I'm single, Kalyn has a whole husband.
Yep.
I work from the out, I work in like I go to work every day,
Yep.
Kalyn telework. So I just think I work out 30 minutes, Kalyn does that for dinner. Okay. Uh, and so it's like in my mind, I'm like, okay, if she can do it, if she can find the time, like you said, just to have that moment where you get to do something for yourself, put the
Right.
headphones on, block out all the outside noise, I should and need to
Right.
find time every day to do the same thing. And so I thank you for encouraging me. I know for years I said I was going to join and do this and do that. I
But
ain't
you did it. Don't matter what time you
yeah,
did
yeah, yeah.
it.
I didn't come in, but Kayla never forgot about me.
Nope. I'm gonna ask you every time.
Kalyn never forgot about me. Always encouraged me, and so I'm happy that I'm in the challenge now. And like I said, I am taking my weekly pictures, and I'll share those at some point. So thank you for those of you all that are watching, and those of y'all that are listening. You can follow Kalyn on Instagram at Kalyn in Motion.
Yep.
That's Kalyn in Motion.
Hmm.
Because you know how we do. Sometimes we got to end.
Yeah.
Yeah, so no, it's Kalyn in Motion, and Kalyn is Kalyn.
Yeah.
So Kalyn Motion.
Yep.
You can follow her on Instagram. You can join her 75 Soft Challenge
On
on
Facebook.
Facebook, and I think that's what it's called, 75
Yep.
Soft Challenge, right?
Yep.
Yep. So you can join that. Well, we're on day 21, but people can still join for the end, right?
Absolutely. It
Um,
doesn't matter. Day one or one day. That's all
Yeah,
I
and
always
you have
say.
a woman in there, like she posts not even when it's a challenge.
Yep.
She just be letting us know how good she's
She's
doing.
still in there.
Yeah, yeah, oh, I see.
Shout out
So
to Kelly. Yep.
that's yeah, like I'd be like, you go, okay?
Yep.
Yeah, Kelly, if Kelly can do it, I can do it. Okay. Kelly is also motivation as well. And then on TikTok, are you Kalyn in Motion now there or
Undestructible.
Undestructible Blue? So that's Undestructible Blu.
Shout out to
So you
Sprinkle 9. Shout out
Yes.
to Mama Rose. I think you gave me that name. You gave me that
I had a hand in, I don't know. I can't remember
name?
exactly
Okay.
how me and Olivia
Came up with
did
that.
it, but yeah, we had names. We all got names. Like I don't, but but yeah, so you can follow her on all those platforms, and of course, as always, you can follow us. We have a new page for those of you all for season 3. We actually have an Instagram page now, Vocal Action Podcast. I am considering doing a Vocal Action Podcast TikTok. I am on TikTok. I don't post like that on there, but you can follow me at Bossy Quad, BOSSZQUAD
Yep.
on there, where I'm gonna try to do better to post more content that
She ain't got
includes,
no choice. I'm finna be on her neck. She gonna
yeah,
post more content.
Vocal Action Podcast. And you can follow us and watch us on Facebook because I decided I still am gonna post on Facebook at
Okay.
Vocal Action on Facebook. You can watch us on YouTube. That's primarily where people like to watch us, and you can listen wherever you listen to podcasts. We're on
Yep.
Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor. Um, Wherever else. I don't know if people listen to podcasts, but there's 50 million of them and
Yeah.
all of them. So thank you all for listening. As always, if you have any type of feedback or any type of praise, whatever it is, let us know what you're thinking. If you have someone that you want to be a guest or you think would be a good guest for the podcast, let me know. I do check the DMs. I ain't that big yet. Where I
It's
can't.
coming. It's coming.
Yeah. But right now I can check the DMs. So you can send me DMs or you can send me an email. I believe that is in the bio. If not, I'll check and just send me a DM. And there was one more thing that I wanted to say. Oh, yes. Last question, Kalyn, that I
Okay.
asked everyone. What do you want to be your legacy?
That was such a hard question when I seen it. I want my legacy to show. Ooh, I'm finna cry. Girl.
Let this be known that I am Oprah.
I want my legacy to be known that I touched little black girls all over the city
Mm,
of Daytona. I'm a born and
mhm.
raised Daytona Beach girl. I want to show them that we're bigger than our little city. Like you can go to be anything. Um,
Yeah.
I originally when I seen that I was like I'm gonna talk about my fitness, but that's something that I do for fun. You know what I'm saying, or for me. But becoming a cheer coach, I never noticed the little impacts that I have on little girls. Like, hey Coach K, like I don't. You just do it because my kid wanted to join, and then it kind of
Yeah.
worked out that way. But my legacy, I want every girl to remember Coach K said I can do it, so I can do it. And I
Yeah.
always gonna put that in them. No matter who you are, no matter where your parents are, where you come from, you live in, wherever you live, you could be whoever you want to be. And also find your HBCU. It'll make your life better.
That's right. That's right. That's right. There's what is it? 181 of them.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Pick one. We don't care. Pick one of them.
you got options. You
You
got
got
options. Yes,
options.
yes, yes. Actually, now I do remember what I was gonna say is that also if you have something that you would like us to promote, I am gonna be starting a segment called Megaphone Minutes, which are an opportunity for me to basically do church announcements. So if you have
Yes.
something that is positively
Mhm.
impacting the community, let us know so we can let all of our viewers and listeners know.
Absolutely.
So, thank you so much for Kaylin
Anytime,
for
Mama
all that you do.
Rose.
Yeah, you do a lot in the community and you do a lot for the community. So I hope you know that.
Thank you.
All right. Well, that's all. Catch us on the next episode of the Vocal Act. Well, not Kaylin, but catch me on the
Yep.
next episode of the Vocal Action Podcast. And also look out on our Instagram because am going to post updates. So that's something new, some new content that will be coming, updates on the guests that come on the show. So Kaylin was here to talk about Kaylin in motion for her fitness. So we'll be
Mhm.
posting some updates
Let's go.
around the 75 top challenge. Also just some really cool videos that she may post. I know how to screen share, whatever. I know how to record it on
Yeah,
my
screen
phone.
board.
And then screen record. Yes, I know how to screen record it and post it on the Instagram. So you'll be able to see some of her workouts and just keep up with her throughout the year to see how she's doing. Okay.
All
All
right.
right. With that, peace.